Hello everyone, hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to continue on with Dawntrail. Last time we finished up with the introduction part where we got introduced to the Olol and got to go and see the sights. And then we got all the way to the split quest lines, which you can barely see that there's two different MSQ icons there. So we're gonna go ahead and try and get through all of one of them, although that might be a little ambitious. Last time there were actually some blue quests that appeared here, and between streams I did end up doing 3 of them. The ones that I did were the one to unlock the first level of hunts, which this is the quest for the second level of hunts, which we'll do once I get to level 94. Or I'll probably just do it off stream because it just unlocks the hunt marks, and I wanted to pick up the. I don't know why I can't. Maybe because I'm sitting. Yeah, so that we can I don't want to kill any alpacas. Anyway, so that we can maybe get those occasionally while we're going through MSQ. I also picked up the quest to unlock leave quests here, and I've picked up some leave quests, but I haven't done them yet because it occurred to me that I can't actually gather any of the materials, and I didn't want to buy them off the market board. And then the third quest that I picked up was the one to unlock the sightseeing log. So we'll hopefully be able to get some of these. Actually, there's actually one right out front here, right out front of the restaurant that we'll be able to get right now. Yep, there it is. Go ahead and pick this up, and hopefully we can get some more while we're doing MSQ. Hopefully it's not going to be like Endwalker, where most of them required flying for the zone in order to even reach the thing. But, well, we can get at least this one. Which one was Lookout again? I'm pretty sure I used to have it here, but maybe I got rid of it because I finished up the sightseeing log. Yeah, that would make sense. Let me just type it in then. I'm really glad that they made it only being Lookout, because it was so annoying in ARR when you had to figure out what emote you were going to do. Anyway, I don't remember if we talked to everyone before or not. Let me just go and talk to someone to see if I remember it. Is there a reason that Pelupelu all wear those masks? I want to do the Pelupelu branching questline because I'm always interested in the trader mercantile people, and I believe they were that kind of tribe. Who should we speak to first, do you think? I just said who we were going to speak to first. Even up close, the Hanu are remarkably similar to the Vanu. Aside from those brilliant feathers, of course. I recall Alpha Node. This was a long time ago, so I don't really remember much from Heaven's Word. Or at least that part of Heaven's Word, because I suppressed all the memories for Sea of Clouds. But I believe Alpha Node was actually with us for when we did the Vanu part. Okay, welcome on. I trust your instincts. That's the complete wrong accent. Okulamat may not be as experienced or accomplished as her brothers, but she has an affinity for the people. For her, finding those willing to cooperate is as simple as speaking. Well, we saw that last time. She didn't really have much of a following, and the other brothers and the two-headed guy had huge followings. But then but she was the last one to come out, and then more than half the crowd left before she even got to do her walk. Anyway, let's talk to the approachable Pelu and get started. The quest to Kozamo Uka will become available once you've completed this quest series, beginning with the approachable Pelu. Okay. To Urqopacha. Urqopacha. The approachable Pelu is awaiting your questions. What is it you'd like to know? Our main concern was confirming the state of the road ahead. As I recall, to reach Urqopacha, we depart from the Arch of the Dawn, then take the road west to the first fork. Should we be wary of anything along the way? That is indeed the way to Urqopacha. After the damage wrought by the recent downpour, however, you'll be doing more stumbling than walking. But do take heart. When it comes to rugged terrain, we have the most dependable solution available. Come with me. Okay. That's nice and helpful.
We'll be back to talk to you in good time, friend Tanu. Meanwhile, you can eat and drink your fill at Zabalyov Tier. I think it's supposed to be tea, or probably Thai or something like that. It's all been arranged. And she really, oh yeah, she went and found these two people and just like literally just went out and just found them. And then like she's like really good to people. That's supposed to be her like good redeeming skill, because clearly she's inexperienced and not very accomplished. So, I can order anything I like at Zabalyav Tier. Anything? The third promise is too generous. Oh, okay, looks like everybody went out, so let's head on over to the gate. Actually, I guess I could take a slight shortcut with this Saitherite. It's not gonna save that much time, but it's just enough to be worth it. And then, yeah, I gotta head up everything. This is a very vertical city. I think last time I said it reminded me of the Horde BFA city, which I forgot to look up afterwards. I think it, what the heck is it called? Okay, that's gonna annoy me if I don't try and look it up. Horde BFA city. Annoy me if I don't look it up. Let's see. Yeah, no, this isn't the Horde. Dawntrail. Alright, that's why I didn't remember it at all. Because it's not the name I remembered it being. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk to everyone. Oh my, are these fluffy babies or mounts? Alright, calling them babies is, a bit weird. The Pelupelu or being small is confusing enough, but these masks make it almost impossible to tell men from women, let alone guess at their age. Alistair, you really wanted to talk? You're an Elizand. These beasts are sure-footed, that's for sure, certain. Talking to a Pelu before we departed was a wise decision. I, for one, would rather not brave treacherous slippery trail on foot. Ah, why did it have to be alpacas? Well, Wokelamont, as the community will tell you, alpacas are the best. May I introduce you to our most dependable companion, the alpaca? Oh right, she can like talk to animals with her echo, can't she? I guess that would make sense why she would have a connection with animals. These animals can traverse Urqopacha's steep mountain trails as if they were gentle fields. And then I'll insert a picture of an alpaca standing on a sheer cliff or something, because I recall there's a picture like that. Maybe it's a mountain goat, either way. I'll see if I can remember to do that. And all while carrying heavy loads. Our merchants would be lost without them. So they fill much the same niche as our chocobos back home. That's right, we saw instead of a chocobo porter, it was an alpaca porter. You don't have alpacas in Eorzea? Of course not. Why would we have these things? They're too good for us. Alpacas are native to Yok Tural. Eorzea has its chocobo, and the eastern lands have their horses. Why go to the trouble of breeding another pack beast in a place which is ill-suits its qualities and where it is not needed anyway? But must we ride these little monsters? I get the impression you aren't fond of alpacas. When I was small and a bit naughty. You're saying that in the past tense, Wokelmod. A bit naughty in the past? Right. I went around pulling on their wool. One of them spat on me, and it was the foulest stench you can imagine. Aha, I see. What do they like to ride? Alpacas bred as mounts are inquisitive and docile. Even those without experience find them easy to handle. So of course Wokelamon has a terrible time with it. We're really going to do this then. So, was my information useful to you? Yes, very helpful. Even if it wasn't what I wanted to hear. Good. I'll take my payment now. What? You want me to pay you? Well, yeah, you're talking with the merchant people. Of course they're going to want to pay you. Or they're going to want you to pay them. I guess I should have expected as much from a Pelu merchant. Let me see what I have on me. The Pelupelu value the act of spreading joy through trade. Sounds like the Ferengi, except they don't really care about the joy part. As you should know. As you should know. I don't know why we should know this though. Also, you ready for those horns as the day theme starts playing? Oh wait, no, it's playing cutscene music right now, but we'll get the day theme and the horns and trumpets and saxophone once we get out of here. They put pride in making deals that benefit both parties. Actually, sounds like the Lullafels. Except again, not as much for the joy part. Here you go. A fair price for your fair advice. Yes, I made a trade with the third promise herself. My friends will never believe this. I shall be on my way now. I wish you safe travels. Off you go then, and thank you. Foul beast. I better not get spit on again. I mean, if you don't go pulling their wool, it'll probably be fine. You brought that on yourself. Remain calm and gentle, and so will they. I'm still not happy about this, but if we need to ride alpacas to reach Urqopacha, then that's what we'll do. Nope, just puts it right out into the zone I saw in the chat. Also, these are supposed to be like based on the Andes Mountains, I believe, like in on the border of Chile.
Poets of yore sang of a mountain that would stand tall, even should all other lands sink beneath the sea.
And Argentina.
Indomitable and eternal, it arises from Urqopacha, the 100 peaks of time.
I forget what the big mountain in
All the
the Andes
beasts which
is.
crawl and fly, only the legendary Valigarmanda could hope to disturb the summit's serene majesty. Yet, with that flying calamity imprisoned by the Dawn Serpent, what great feat remains for those who would claim the throne?
Urqopacha. I wonder if we're gonna go to the top of that. Maybe at some point.
So this is Urqopacha. I've never actually been here before.
Looks nice.
The air is so crisp and clear. Mountains everywhere you look.
That one massive peak in particular has quite the presence. It puts me in mind of Som-Al.
Yeah, except way bigger.
That is Urqopacha, the tallest mountain in Yok Tural. Its sheer height makes it an imposing climb. But there are other reasons the ambitious keep their distance.
Was it cursed?
Oh? Do tell.
Where to begin?
Excuse me, but you're Urqopacha, are you not? I hadn't thought to encounter one of the Dawn's promise here of all places.
Who's this gonna be?
But I should introduce myself. I am Bolnok, a weaver by trade.
Well met, Bolnok. We're on our way to Pelupelu.
Truly, I've just come from there, as it happens. I'd asked the Pelupelu who sell me their wool to give me a tour of their alpaca ranch. The head rancher and I shared a bottle of mezcal while he explained the finer points of wool production.
Mezcal, is that a local beverage?
Yeah, and you're too young to drink it,
It's an
Alze.
Urqopacha specialty. A spirit made from distilled agave heart juice.
That's not gonna stop her from trying, though.
Yes, and it must have done wonders for my mood, for I tripled my usual order of alpaca wool. They did offer me a discount, though, so it wasn't a bad deal in the end. But listen to me, boring you with my tedious stories. I will leave you before you are lulled to sleep. Goodbye, and safe travels. Oh, silly me. I almost forgot to say the thing I actually wanted to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you haven't said anything yet, bro.
Peace for Tural. I agree with your vision, Third Promise. You have my support in your bid for the throne.
Thanks, but that doesn't mean that much. Unless he's like a tribe leader that we don't know yet.
I gather from his tale we would be foolish to underestimate Pelupelu merchants.
Yes, they do more than run the markets in Tuliyola. Pelupelu peddlers can be found everywhere in Tural, traveling from place to place on their sturdy alpacas. They are effusive and engaging speakers, and many's the customer who's been talked into spending more than they bargained for.
Again, they sound like Lollifells, but not, like, evil.
They won't find this customer so easily charmed.
Press X to doubt. Aaronville's not... Aaronville's not convinced.
Watchun Pelo's down the path! Off the main road! Don't get lost!
It's right there.
I don't know, Wooklamon. I'm with Aaronville on this one. Well, let's head on down the path. Oh, there's some alpacas there. Let's go ahead and get a couple of them real quick. Okay, we only need to kill 2 of them. Alright, back on track. And Wooklamot's gone. I bet she's already lost. I feel the change in altitude most keenly. Well, mayhap not to the same degree as the Sea of Clouds. The air is decidedly thin here. Sounds like a perfect opportunity for Alize to train. I could see more buildings down the path Bullknock was taking. I wonder what's over that way. This is it. Watchun Pelu. I think it's Wakun Pelu. I forgot how they pronounced it. Home to the Pelupelu. Wooklamont should have arrived before us. And probably got lost. And swindled into a bunch of deals. That's not good. Is she gonna be a Estinian 2.0 when it comes to trading? I mean, Alphanode was pretty bad at it too, but... You've come all the way for the right of succession? Oh, so this means I'm exchanging words with the future Dawn servant. Maybe. But please, the outcome is far from decided, but it's a possibility. How fortunate, then, that I can deal in cloaks woven from especially luxurious alpaca wool. Such a garment would look magnificent draped over the shoulders of our budding ruler. Oh no. Oh, come on. Stop. And the nation's ruler should dress her best for her adoring people, yes? Finery from our finest lady. That's right. That's right. Come, Third Promise, my well-stocked shelves are but a few steps away. Oh, Clement, no. Finest lady. I like the sound of that. Alright, I suppose a quick look wouldn't hurt, and there's Aaronville. What did we just talk about? Aaronville, when did you... Yep, as bad as Estinian, except in a different way. Ah, a Shinton from far off Yok Tural. Northern winters are bitterly cold affairs, I'm told. I cannot imagine how you survived them without a lovely warm cloak of quality alpaca wool. Man, they're just like on, this person's just on trying to sell you something at all times. No thank you. I'm not in need of new clothes at the moment, and neither is the third promise. Perhaps another time. Of course, of course. My shop door is always open. You were saying something about not being easily charmed? I was... As I mentioned previously, the Pelu people live for bringing happiness through trade. They won't cheat you or sell you defective goods. Well, that's good. That's another difference from Lalafels. They will, however, disarm you with their deft turns of phrase, and unwitting customers like Woklomot fall prey to this affable approach time and time again. It's just called effective business tactics. Your only source of recourse is a clear and firm refusal. They won't pursue the matter should you make your disinterest plain. That's good. A valuable insight into the minds of the Pelupelu. Let us all take Erenville's word of caution to heart. Right, Alpha Node? we remember what you did in Stormblood. How you purchased that katana and what's her name again? I remember her name. The secretary, the Lala. Tataru, and Tataru nearly killed you? Are you forgetting about that, Alpha Node? Feels weird getting experience from discovering new locations just because it's been so long since I ended up getting a new one. Okay, let me just double check how many quests there are for this section. I believe there's like 6 or something, so yeah, we're only just getting started. Let's go and talk to everyone and continue on. I swear, I'd let her out of my sight for one moment. Erenville, I completely understand. It would seem the Pelupelu are also partial to coffee. Of course they are. Don't you know about, like, Colombian coffee? Woklomot is lucky to have Erenville. Everyone, royalty especially, needs a friend unafraid to chide them when the need arises. Oh yeah, Kryl, I'm sure you're very familiar with that. All these houses and buildings made the Pelupelu size and mine, too, come to think of it. Made the Pelupelu size and mine. Oh right, yeah, because she's about their height. But yeah, they're all slightly smaller, and I recall in Shadowbringers, so I see that sightseeing point up there. I don't think I can get up there, but maybe I can. I'll try and get that in a minute. Actually, I kind of want to try and get that right now. Okay, there we go. That's why I wanted to make sure to get the sightseeing log before we started. That we can get as many of those as possible, because I'll eventually do them all just for the achievement. This is like a really easy achievement to do, just look it up. Just look up where every one of them is. Anyway, let's get back to business. Talk to Woklomot. Traders of Happiness. Is that like carrots of happiness? Woklomot is ready to search out the Dawn Servant's elector. That's my finest moment, I'll admit. But now that we're here, let's do what we came to do. Find the elector. Allow me to propose a strategy then. Kryl, Alize, and I will speak with the merchants. Woklomot, you, and Erenville might try approaching travelers and passerby. Yeah, we don't want Woklomot to go anywhere near the traders anymore. Brilliant. Pray investigate any of the other establishments which catch your eye. Should we learn aught of use, let us relay it to the third promise. Okay, sounds good to me. Also, I'm going to dismiss my chocobo because it's just in the way while we're doing this. Okay, looks like our first stop is over to the right here. And where are they? Oh, they're there. The yeah. The distillery worker. The Dawn Servant's Elector. Ah, I thought you were a new face in town. Here for the right of succession, I take it. Me, I don't much care for who sits on the throne so long as they keep Tural peaceful. Well, that sounds like Wokolamon to be right up your alley. People tend not to be in the mood to relax and sip our excellent mezcal once arrows and spears start flying. If you know what I mean. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Speaking of which, would you like a cup? A joy shared is a joy doubled, I say. How much is it? Oh, right, yes. You were asking about the elector business. Being but freshly returned from my trading route, I've heard that there's a contest afoot, but not much else. Our head ledger, Tobli, could probably tell you more about it. Well, that's useful. It's attuned to the Aetheryte because I forgot to do that and I don't want to forget it anymore. Alright, let's head over to the second person. The Impatient Porter. Electors, oh yes, I've heard all about the right of succession. They're looking to put a new ruler on the throne, eh? Personally, I'm rooting for Zeralja. I forgot which one that is. I think that's the two-headed guy. If the first promise wins... Oh no, he's the first son. Okay. If the first promise wins, he'll look to expand our sphere of influence. That means access to more resources. Oh no, he's the one that wants to do war. And that Kryal got the shivers from her echo, seeing everything. That means access to more resources and more customers. In the thousands column, potentially. So many new trading opportunities to spread happiness far and wide, and lots of places to conquer and kill people. I mean, what? You can't really trade with them if they're dead. Others have been coming around to my way of thinking, so I've begun crafting goods inspired by the resilient sun. Would you care to purchase something? No thanks. No, I would not. Very well. You said you wanted to know about the Elector. I could help you, but I won't. I can tell you're no supporter of Zeralja, or his policies. Well, definitely not. Oh, right, let me go ahead and grab these Gemstone Trader and Alpaca Keep right here just to get them off, just to get the markers off the map. Oh, right, and then... Where's the third person over here? There, I can see him. Talk to Mablu. This one actually has pink outfit. Hello there, I'm Mablu. Did you have a question for me? Actually, yes, we want to know about the Elector. Sorry, I don't know about any Electors. You should take a moment to see our prized alpacas before you leave, though. Oh, but be sure to admire them from a respectable distance. Get too close, and our nervous darlings may be tempted to spit on you, and that stuff stinks. It happened to a visiting buyer not so long ago. Tobli, that's the head rancher, was so mad at me for not giving a proper warning. No one makes a mistake without Tobli noticing. He knows everything that happens on the ranch. Well, that sounds like a good person to talk to. But it looks like we need to head back over first. Okay, I gotta change this mount. That's gonna annoy me if I don't fix it. Yeah, sure. Let's just go with this for now. I think I'll probably change to something else later, but I'll figure it out later. I'll figure it out after stream. So we learned that there was... I think the first guy actually gave us some good information. The second guy didn't want to give us anything. But... the third person kind of didn't really know much either. Other than Alpaca's spit. You really have to watch yourself around these silver-tongued peddlers. I almost bought a bottle of mezcal, and a stack of blankets, and then there was this enchanting ornament. Oh, Clement, please. Anyway, I did manage to learn that Tobli is the man to talk to about the contest. Now, if only they'd share where his head ledger of theirs is to be found. Really? He's also the head rancher? Yeah, that's right, that's what we heard about. Well, the alpaca ranch is not far from here. I say we pay it a visit before the others return. Do we have to go right now? I mean, I think Aaronville would be very helpful in this situation. Anyway, let's head back over to the alpaca ranch. This bike reminds me of there's a mount in WoW that you can use before you can actually before you actually are able to use a real mount, and then you always see people with like in like the starting area are able to use it after you get to like level 5 or something. Anyway, let's talk to walk the mod. You're so fluffy. That's a lot of alpacas. Still, we know the head ledger could be here somewhere. I can't let fear deter me. Not to say I'm scared, of course. Look, the mod, just admit to it. Excuse me, is one of these workers Tobley? Tobley? Oh yes, he likes to mingle with the ranch heads and keep an eye on things. I can't tell you which one he is, though. You can't? Is this part of the contest? All I can say is that Tobley often mentions his favorite pungent subject. He also can't resist a profitable trade, though who among us could? Am I right? Still, if you're to bring him a very good deal, he might let his identity slip. So it's like a game. Well, yeah, that's what this whole thing is, a game. Easy enough. All I have to do is offer Tobley a deal he can't ignore. No problem at all. Well, Mod, you've kind of demonstrated you're not great at this whole deal thing, so... Well, maybe one problem. I don't think my purse is deep enough to pay everyone who might be Tobley. Let's ask some questions first to narrow down the field. That's a good idea. I mean, he did say that she did say something about a pungent subject or something. Great. We can meet back here to share our impressions. Look, Lamont, you're shouldn't go off alone. All right, let's go ahead and talk to Moblu here. Well, obviously I'm not Tobley. I mean, oops, I shouldn't have said that. You meant to find out for yourself who Tobley is, or if an elector is even in the village at all. Good luck. Well, somebody said that they're here, so I assume so. Ah, a visitor from across the salt, if I'm not mistaken. Be warned, the alpacas will spit if you startle them. I suggest you keep your movements slow and deliberate. I don't think it's that person. I think it's gonna be somebody who's like really talks about the alpaca spit a lot more. I'll sniff out the head ledger in a heartbeat. You'll see. And she's gonna get the wrong one. Am I Tobley? Yes, that's me. Excellent work from the third promise in her entourage. Sharp instincts. She shall be convinced the right of succession then. No, it's definitely not this person. You think I might be Tobley? Haha, well, maybe I am. All I see is that, in this village, none have reared more alpacas than I. Well, he's the only one that talked about the spit, so I would guess it's the delinquent. Or the diligent, not delinquent. It's definitely not the guy that admitted to it. I see we're both done with our interrogations. So, who do you think it is? I have my suspicions, but let's hear your pick. I believe it was the diligent. I believe it's the diligent one because they said it was had a favorite pungent subject. Ah, the worker so intent on stable chores. I had my eye on that one too. Time to rip the mask off our mystery ranch hand, so to speak. Okay, so she actually guessed the same person? Then I'm definitely wrong. We know it's you, Tobley, and to prove it, I propose a deal. A generous sum of coin for confirmation of your true identity. An offer I gladly accept. As you have correctly guessed, I am indeed Tobley, head ledger of the Urqopacha, and head rancher of the family ranch. am also one of Goldjaw's chosen electors. Goldjaw, right. Get the right name. Aha! In a place featured in the Toliol saga, just as we thought. I was right to trust in your instincts, and I wager this won't be the last time. Well, that's for sure. She found you fair and square, Tobley. And I'm glad she did. Would have been a pity had her bid ended here.
Deducing the Dawnservant's elector was the first step of the feat. Too simple a task for this aspiring ruler, eh?
Right. Not hard at all.
Didn't she guess the right person? Yes. And of course, he's just gonna come right up and take it.
Zorolja.
I am told the head ledger, Tobley, is to be found here.
You have to guess which one of us is Tobley. That's part of the test.
He's probably just gonna pay them all off. Oh, okay. That's how he's gonna do it. Okay. Intimidation.
Without even asking a single question. Very impressive indeed.
Yeah, because they looked over at him.
Prologue out of the way, we can proceed to the actual challenge. Per the Dawnservant's instructions, I was free to devise any manner of feat. I considered the number of possibilities in the 10th column. But I think I have a good one. You must go forth and capture for me an alpaca.
Huh?
While I've not had the best experiences with alpacas, aren't they generally docile creatures? That doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
Bring out the example!
Oh no. What's this gonna be? The example.
This is a special kind of alpaca. Would you please approach the animal?
Oh no.
Thomas?
Who? Me? Well, it should stay calm if I stay calm, right? That's what Erinville said. Ah! The little monster spat on me! Ah, oh, that stinks. I can't.
Oh, Clement, please.
Alpacas are paradoxical creatures, being both extremely curious and extremely cowardly. Press your luck when they're frightened, and you'll get a face full of spit, as you've all just witnessed. Has an awful stench, their expectoration. The globs contain half-digested food, you see, making it an effective deterrent against perceived threats.
Well, they actually have it in like a...
Wild valley breed like this one are especially timid and can therefore be quick to lash out.
Its stance looks a
They're
little
also
guarded.
especially hardy.
Indeed. We take the rugged wild alpacas and breed them with our gentle domesticated stock. This produces the strong but biddable pack animals prized by our traveling merchants.
That's all well and good, but did I need to bathe an alpaca spit for you to make your point?
So, the task is to catch a wild alpaca.
That is correct. But be warned that it is a feat easier said than done. I suggest you prepare well before you enter the valley where the creatures dwell. And by you, I mean the claimants only. Allies are not permitted to assist with their catching.
Oh well, that's not gonna go well.
The alpacas will help me judge which of you is worthy of receiving a keystone.
So I'm to chase down a fluffy, spitting demon, and that somehow proves I'm fit to rule?
You're not thinking about this, right?
As I said, the Dawn Servant granted me the freedom to decide my challenge. And when you reach the end of the rite, I dare say you will understand why I chose what I chose.
Very well. This won't take long.
Wait! Didn't I warn you this was easier said than done? There are preparations to be made, factors to
Yeah, he's just gonna
consider.
brute force it.
A beast is a beast. All yield to strength.
Yeah, he's gonna brute force it. Which is not what we want.
So far, this experience has done absolutely nothing to improve my opinion of alpacas. But that doesn't mean I can't do this. Revolting spit aside, they're just another animal.
Again, I think you're missing the point of this whole thing.
Are you all right, Urqopacha? We thought we heard you scream.
The third promise does not scream. It was more of a startled yelp.
Right.
Scream, in other words.
Did you find the elector?
Yes, see, she actually did.
Oh, we certainly did.
Well, I could have gone a bit better. Let's go and talk to everyone and wrap this one up. Judging by the volume of Urqopacha's scream, alpaca expectoration must have a nasty odor indeed. I'm content to remain ignorant of the smell. Yeah, understandable. Zoral job puts me in mind of Garlemald's own exalted son. Of the two, though, Xenos was undeniably more arrogant. Yeah, the thing is, he isn't, like, flaunting his strength around. He's just, like, using it when he needs to. So this is our sought-after elector. Yes, it is, Kryl. I did say remaining calm was key, but the same rules don't apply to wild alpacas. Well, I guess that's true. I've done my duty and assigned the claimant their feet. The rest is up to them. Yep, that's true. I was impressed at how easily Zoral found Tobli, but also sort of frightened. Yeah, that's about right. I had to go and wash that nasty stuff off my face. I think I got it all. But would you mind taking a sniff of me, just to make sure? Yes, I do mind. The stench has ruined my sense of smell.
Hey, I saw that look. Urqopacha, please.